All right, on another property today. This one's about 250 acres. The landowner eventually is going to section it off into 5 or 6 different properties, he said. But right now what we're going to do, basically, not today, but in the winter, we're going to get all the logging trails cleared back up. Probably 45, 50 years ago, he said they were done, but actually all the bulldozer work was done and it still looks good. So all we're going to do is clear it up. Normally I would just take the tractor down there and push the big trees out of the way, but this is some pretty steep stuff. I'm not sure the tractor can get down there safely. So we'll try this little setup. That way we can get in and out of the trails easily. And had some stuff on the lens there. And then, oh, here comes the truck. And then what we'll do is go down, and there's a big cave I'll show you, which is pretty cool. But right now we'll just get all the trails cleared up. I don't know, it's probably 2 miles, 3 miles worth of trails. It's hard to put a number on it. And then right up there by that telephone pole, that way, there's probably about a football field worth of material that he wants cleaned up. Now up there I can get my tractor and other equipment up there. That's no big deal. We'll just get a burn pile going and burn it. And then all this stuff, this little area right here, I'm not 100% sure what this is. Some type of a drain for the road or something, I don't know. It's been there forever, so but we'll get all this here cleaned up. Same thing, get all the wood put into a burn pile. I bush hog all this, everything you see here, so that's not too bad. Pretty straightforward. So he wants these trails cleaned up over here, so that's what we're gonna do. So I will see you on the trails. Me and the landowner came around last weekend and see these little white ribbons. This is kind of like, the old logging trail. And then the double markers are like where, like a little trailhead, like where multiple trails come in together. And I believe the waterfall is, well, the cave is right down that way on that trail. So we'll go down there in a little bit. basically what we're going to do right now is just get the trails opened so you can get a four-wheeler or a side-by-side, just to have access to the actual land itself. You know, then we'll come back and trim the actual, you know, he just doesn't want the debris, you know, the sides, everything of the trail hitting his brand new side-by-sides. You know, they can get pretty expensive. So we'll go down, you know, maybe if I get the trails cleared a little bit, I get the tractor down there, get some of the bigger trees out of the way, but if not, we'll just cut them up in smaller pieces and throw them over the side. So, and we're not removing the trees off the property, we're just getting them off the trails. So we'll just go down this way, and then there's that old logging wire rope. Don't think my tractor can move that, but we'll see. So basically we're just gonna go down as far. Now there's, see how some's cleared out anyway? Well, they've had deer hunters down here for, you know, forever. So we'll see. Actually, we'll go back up on this trail here. So, all right. Check you soon. Okay. Now, like I said, we're gonna follow that trail. Today I'm using the little trusty old 023 little steel. I'll use that on the All right. Well, as you can see, a little bit of hands-on work there, but for the most part, it's fairly straight, simple. Obviously, hopefully I get my son down here. He can help me. I just want to get some of the big stuff cut, get it out of the way. Oh, and like where those little white tags are ribbons, if they're on like a little branch, I'll just tie them off onto a bigger tree just to keep the trail marked, like I did right there on that one. Oh, so only about 4 more miles to go and we'll get her done. But most of the trees are not like this. They're not as well, they're not pines, they're hardwoods, and there's like one trunk laying across, cut it, move on. So, all right, well, I'll get this cleared up and then we'll move on down the trail. All right, oh, about an hour later or so, working on another trail. What I wanted to point out is this is why Chainsawing 101, you carry 2 saws. Now granted, I could probably hook the 4-wheeler up to this, kind of pull it either way, just give enough space just so this gets a gap in here, but probably shouldn't have sawed that anyway with the little saw. But so yeah, always carry 2 saws with you. It just gets you out of so many binds. But like this little stuff, and then I'll retie this little white ribbon up onto the other little pine up there, get it up off the trail, keep them marked. So, and same with that one. So alrighty, it's not a big deal, but if you're out by yourself like I am, you just want to take every precaution that you can. So let's get to it. Well, all right, well, I guess that chain could have been a little sharper on the big saw, but all right, so chainsawed up that way a little bit, chainsawed these. I'll get those two little trees right there in the lane. Oh, and then retie that off and call the day. Oh, we'll bring the pole saw out later and get some of the overhanging stuff. I don't want to bring it out tonight. Pole saws are heavy. So we'll let my son take care of that. And I think I'll clear this little trail up and then call it a day. All right, on to the next trail. All right, well, last video of the day. Like I said, just really scouting the place out, doing a little bit of chainsaw work, but we were actually done walking the trails, and we came down that way, up that way, about 200-300 yards, up the back property line, and then out to this road. And then we walked up here past the guardrail and then walked up into this section. He wants this all clear, not of the trees, just of the brush. And like all the stuff laying down, the vines, the dead trees. So, you know, I don't have super big equipment or anything like that, but you know, you got multiple, you know, leaners like that. Wind damage, rot, you know, that looks like a whole bunch of vines just pulled that whole mess down. You know, it's a big job. I told him, I said, it'll be a pretty substantial job, and he didn't care about the cost. He just said, get it done. So I said, all right. So I think what I'm going to do, I could burn a lot of it, but then again, I don't want to burn the woods down. That would be bad, really bad. So I think what I'm going to do is bring in a chipper and use my tractor or a little track hoe and just shove all the trees into the chipper. That's the best way. Of course, the only problem is I don't really have any road access. So I really didn't check right here. As you can tell, I don't know if you can tell it on camera or not, but that is like really, really steep down that way. That whole area way over there is basically where, excuse me, that's where I was chainsawing earlier. But, or if I just bring a mulcher in, I don't know. This is freaking huge. It might be cheaper just to bring the mulcher in. But since I don't own one, I have to go rent one. So, see, I mean, it's hard to even get to the road. Let's go this way. Well, the deer like it here. Oh. Okay. See, the problem is, you think you're on the road, but you're not. So I'm about 10 feet above the road. Let's see. I mean, the four-wheeler can get up and down here. That's not the problem. It's down this way. I brought the four-wheeler in right at the end of that guardrail down there and came up. I mean, you know, tractor can take care of just about all of this right here with the bush hog. All these little saplings, that's not the problem. I gotta be able to get the tractor up in here. And that way is just way worse. So, let me go check out the other corner where I came in. Just a minute. All right. We were just standing over there. I came down this way toward the guardrail is where the four-wheeler got up over this. So, once again, I'm sure it doesn't look too steep, but this is a ditch, just like any ditch on any road. And it's not meant to be driven over. So, on other jobs, what I've done is brought my, I got some 4x6s sandwiched together that I span this kind of stuff with. I've even driven skid steers and stuff across it, so I know it's a foot or so off the ground's not that big of a deal. Any more than this, and I'd have to bring in a piece of culvert or something like that and gravel it in. But, so, I think what I'll do is I'll bring my wood planks in, get up over this, get my tractor over here. I mean, hell, for that matter, what I'll probably do is bring the tractor in, and remove from this side, remove the wooden planks. That way no one can use them to steal my tractor, because you are not getting off of this without those. This is the only access point. Just park the tractor up there. And, you know, put the wooden skids up there, whatever, get them out of the way, the little ramps. And just leave the tractor here for a couple weeks, I guess, as I'm working. So, that is the game plan so far. That is the only access I see, safety-wise anyway. Now, the property owner said he's going to put a culvert in here when he builds, you know, a building plot on this. But I guess it's cheaper for me to do it than have him do it, I guess. So we'll find out. But after looking at it again, I think really the only access or the only sensible approach is I'm just going to put everything in a chipper. All the trees you see standing I'm going to leave those alone. He just wants the brush, you know, the little side down there. He wants that cleaned up. You know, these little saplings, I'll bush hog these over. You know, like these junk trees, I'll cut down, throw them in the chipper. I mean, that's just the easiest. It looks like it'd be the quickest, cheapest, easiest, quickest, whatever. And it'll clean the whole area up. So that is the game plan. And then when I get a little bit more on this project, I'll show you more. All right, see you then. Bye.